All right. This thing is not working. What's going on? Come on. Let's see what's going on here. Okay. All right. I think we're in business. Let's see if I can clean this up a little bit. All right. All right. Hopefully that's a little bit cleaner. Let's see if we can get some Mets wins here. If anybody's in the chat with me, just send me a message or something. That way I know you're there. I should be able to receive your messages now, but unfortunately, with this software, I have no idea whether people are in the stream or not. So if you're in the stream, comment, and let's see if we can get these Mets back on the winning track. So game time's about 10 minutes from now or so. Man, do we need a win? We got Clay Holmes on the mound for our Amazons versus Quan. Oh, I'm sorry. That's Quan is the first batter. If you're in the live stream, just type a comment. That way I know you're there. Otherwise, I'll be talking to myself. see if they. It'd be great if they just allow me to get rid of this stuff. I think that's about as good as it's gonna get. Make sure my chat still works. Okay. Seemingly works. Let's find out. It says we're still warming up, but I gotta imagine first pitch will be coming very, very soon. grab another fizzy drink. Comment if anybody's in here. All right. Looks like game has started, and we started with the 0-1 first pitch strike to Quan by Clay Holmes. Oh, nice. Ground out to Mark Vientos. Got my fizzy drink, and we got our first out. Ball one to Schneeman, and he grounds out. Oh, sorry. He didn't ground out. Sorry. Called strike. Two and one to Schneeman. Ball 3-1. Cannot emphasize how much we need a great game from Clay Holmes this evening. We really got to get back on a winning track. Called strike 3-2. Full count to Schneeman. The pitch. Strikeout. Kadem. 2 outs. We got Ramirez up at bat. Nice. 95-mile-per-hour pitch inside for a ball for a called strike. Ball 1-1. The pitch. Ball. Ball 2. Count is 2-1. Two and two. Foul. We'll do it again. And the pitch, strike him out. Strikes out Jose Ramirez swinging. All right, that was a good first inning. It looks like the Mets got Marte, Lindor, and Soto up. We got Marte batting leadoff today. Holy cow. I think he's done it before, but it's just surprising. I don't know. I kind of like Nimmo in the leadoff spot, but Mendoza's still experimenting. I mean, we're like 2/3 of the way into the season, and he's still experimenting with the lineup. I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, I feel a certain way about that because we haven't been really winning a whole lot of games lately. If we've been winning, I'd be like, oh yeah, keep experimenting. All right, Marte up. All right, good take. Ball's low. Ball one. Marte's been having some pretty good at bats as of late, so hopefully that continues and we get on base. All right, another ball. Ooh, Marte is out, lines out sharply to center field. Okay, guess we'll take that. We got Lindor up. Let's see which Lindor we get today. He calls timeout. I really like how Lindor does that. He calls timeout. I think he handles that situation and better than a lot of the other Mets batters. All right, foul ball. 2-1. Swinging strike. 2-2. All right, takes ball three. It's full count. Come on, we need him on. Hey, walk. Way to go, Lindor. Let's crowd the bases. Lindor is the first Mets base runner with a walk. All right, we got Soto up. He takes the first pitch for a ball. takes the next pitch high. Ball two. 2-0 to Soto. When Soto's on, he works the count like nobody else. Pickoff attempt. Throwing error on a pickoff attempt. Lindor goes to second. Three and 0 to Soto. He's got to be taken all the way here. And he walks. All right, we got like I lost my looks like I lost my screen accompaniment. Ah, frustrating. Anyway, we got the first out. I'm gonna see if I can try to get this thing back online. Let's see here. Okay, it's not cooperating with me. One second, I gotta go. All right. So I don't know what's going on, but I lost my game. See if I can get it to reappear, but I'm not hopeful. Technology. All right. Well, guess we'll do this old school here without all that fancy stuff. I will hide that, and I will hide that. Then it'll just be me, for better or worse. All right. Well, we got out of that inning. Just testing my chat. All right, we got Vientos, McNeil, and Alvarez coming up. If you joined the stream, part of my screen kind of janked out, but I'm still here. And we're winning 1-0. Pretty good couple innings from Clay Holmes so far. And we got Vientos up. And he takes a cold strike. And we need Vientos to pick things back up. Takes the next pitch for a ball, 1-1. And he swings through a strike, number 2. 1-2. It's in the hole. And he takes a timeout. Hey, what do you know? That's something that I haven't seen Vientos do. That's what everybody should be doing. Kind of like Lindor does. Ball, 2-2. Even count now. Fouls the next pitch off. Still 2-2. Hey, double for Mark Vientos. Line drive to right field. All right. Went up on that, John. Well done, Vientos. Swaggy V may be back. Swaggy! Swaggy! We got McNeil out on a sac bunt. But we got Vientos to third base. We got Alvy up. Let's see if Alvy can drive these driving Vientos. It's 0-1 to Alvy. 2-1. Come on, Alvy, do a job. Swinging strike, sweeper. So it's 2-2 now. Even count to Alvy. Ball in the dirt, 3-2. And we got a walk. Hey, I'll take a walk. That does set up the double play, but hopefully we can stay out of that. And we got Tyrone Taylor here. TT gets the start over in center field over Mullins. I guess we're playing the lefty-righty matchup. See if TT can deliver here. Ooh, fouls off the first pitch for strike one. Yeah! All right. TT hits a line drive to left field and scores Vientos. Alvarez goes to second. First and second, one out. I love it. I love it. Looks like the boys came to play today. And we got Marte back up to the top of the order. We got Marte takes the first pitch high, but called a strike. What I keep pouring in the runs, man. Keep pouring in the runs. A Marte reaches on fielder's choice. All right. Throwing error by first baseman CJ Kafis. Okay. Bases loaded. Only one out. I will take it. We got Lindor with the bases juiced. Only one out. See if the captain can come through. He's batting right-handed. This is not his power side, but we don't need a home run. We just gotta keep it going. Now he puts the first ball in play. Let's see what happens. Ah, DP. Whack. Whack. All right, well, we do get a run. 2-0 Mets at the end of two. Man, this already is playing out much better than yesterday. So we just need to keep this thing going. I have no idea if anybody's on the stream, but if you are, drop a comment. Hey, Mary. How's it going? Thanks for joining the stream. I had some technical issues. My screen, some of the, I don't know, I'm going to call them widgets, but they're called layers in the software program. Some of my layers crashed. So this video layer was still working, so I just kept it going with the video. But I'm kind of just watching here alongside of my other computer and talking into this one. I don't know. That's all I got. How's it going over there? How's the weather? Yeah, I don't know. Honestly, I don't know what's going on. Now, this software, I don't know how much of this I explained to you versus I explained to Internet World. Um, hey, where to go with the Wi Fi? But anyway, I was explaining to YouTube land or YouTube and Twitch land that my software is in beta. Oh, nice. All right, excellent. Yeah, the weather here has been really good too. Weather here has been quite good. Um, yeah, basically, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, the software that I'm using is in beta, so uh, it's really good software, but I don't know if that's what's causing the issue. Honestly, I have no idea. Yeah, basically because OBS, the reason why this software exists is that people have such trouble, getting OBS to work. I think I could figure OBS out, but I saw this software touted as it's like OBS without all the difficult parts, and quite frankly, I think they're right. It seems easy, but I think something's up. Now, I don't know if it's also, it could be my camera. I know this camera is it's a great camera. It's a great looking camera. It's cute. But I heard it's a resource hog. Um, so I don't know what it is, honestly. Um, I might just have to kind of start taking like doing a reduction or some kind of a deduction to kind of figure out what's killing me here. I don't think it's the machine. The machine's pretty pretty stocked up. It's got tons of RAM and all that. But yeah, I don't know. I guess long story short, I don't know. But it seems to happen um, when I have this extra layer. So I live streamed for like 3 hours this afternoon with no problem, I guess. Yeah, no problem. Um, and basically, when I added this extra layer, it kind of just crashed. Um, I don't know if that makes any sense to you, but all the streams, when you go into the streams, they have scenes, and every scene has layers or potential layers. And my live scene has, I don't know, 4 layers, maybe more. And when I have 2 layers that are our browser, it seems to like crash the system. Again, I'm guessing it's a glitch in the software. The nice thing is that they're doing a lot of updates to the software, so um, I'm hopeful that they will have fixed this. Or it could just be my camera that's like becoming a resource hog and it's crashing the whole thing. I don't know. I know. We got out of that inning. We're still winning 2-0. Just to catch you up, we're winning 2-0. Yeah, the camera is very cute. Um, you know, but it's a known issue with the camera. It's just one of those things, one of these products that they push on YouTubers. They give them away, and YouTubers write these glowing reviews, but they don't talk about the bad stuff, or they don't review it well enough to talk about the bad stuff. But the folks that have like not been non-paid have talked about like what a resource hog it is. Um, and I don't think they released a firmware update. I don't even know how the firmware updates work, but I don't think I've run an update. That's something I'll mess around with. But in the meantime, I got another camera that's going to come later on this month. I guess it's a low stock, um, but it's a more expensive camera. It's supposed to be a better camera. Um, and then we'll see if by that time I have figured everything out, I'll send it back or I'll send this one back. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing, but it is a very cute camera. Completely agree. In other news, I sold another hat today. So, kind of a good day that way. Yeah, that's right. Yay is correct. Um, this was the brown bowler that I had. So I showed it yesterday because as I was live streaming, so this gentleman had reached out yesterday saying they wanted to potentially buy the hat, what I could do on price. We kind of worked something out. And I told him, I said, let me know what you want to do. He had suggested meeting up at the mall, Tyson's Mall. Um, and I'm like, okay. But he never got back to me after that. So this morning I messaged him and said, are you still interested? And if so, I can meet you at Tyson's. So I gave him a price. Like, if I go to Tyson's, I'll give you this price. If you come to me, I'll give you a better price. Um, so I kind of just put it in square. He's like, yeah, I'm interested. I'll take it. Let's do the mall. And we finally meet at the mall. I see him, and he hands me the money. He hands me the money for the price I gave him if he came to me. Um, and I'm like, I didn't count. Like I was walking away. I handed him the hat. I did small talk, and I was walking away. I'm looking at the money. I'm like, wait a minute, you shortchanged me. I don't think he was confused. I guess he didn't really read my message very well. I don't know. I'm just gonna chalk it up as being innocent. He did have all the money, in his pocket. So I don't know if that was just like him trying to his way of negotiating per se. Either way, it doesn't matter. I told him, hey, I'm sorry, but this was the price because the idea was for you to come to me, not for me to go make a special trip. Um, so either way, he seemed really pleased with the hat. Um, I hope it wasn't too much. I don't know what that means. The price? Oh, how much he tried to? No, it wasn't. It was reasonable. It wasn't like a, in the end, even the other price would have been fine. But like I said, I made the trip. I don't usually like to travel that far to kind of seal a deal. Although sometimes, I'm more amenable to it. This time I was. I was like, all right, this is one less hat in the inventory. Um, let's just get this deal done. So that worked out, and I got one less hat. Hey, Pete just got a base hit. Well done, Pete. But yeah, that was good to get another transaction. He said that it wasn't for him; it was for his girl. Like when I messaged him, like this is for a female, and I'm like, well, the hat's not a hat for a female, but I don't think people. There's a way to tell, but nobody's gonna really care. Yes, yay, Pete. um, and I kind of went over that on the stream to kind of go over, how do you tell whether a hat is for a male or a female? So that was a good kind of segue, for the live stream. But I explained to him, and then, you know, when I met him in person, I said, "Oh, this is for for a female." You said, right? And he's like, "Yeah, it's for one of my girls." I don't think he was referring to his daughters. He said one of his girls. Um, so when I heard that, I just presumed that he has multiple love interests. Um, Even if he didn't mean that, I'm gonna take that way and roll with that because that was a lot more comical when it came out of his mouth. So I had a nice chuckle about that. Anyway, I explained it. If the hat was too big for his girl, uh, then he could always tuck in felt within the lining to shrink it down a little bit. So it was nice. I mean, it didn't seem like huge into hats, but it was a brown bowler and it looked nice, and it was definitely in great shape. He was really happy about how good it looked. Um, so yeah, happy customer and hopefully another budding hat person. So what's not to like? Yeah, he definitely was quite a character. Yes, yes he was. He just looked. He had that whole aura about him. But that's part of the transaction is all the characters you meet along the way. Yeah, no worries, no worries. Um, I don't think anybody else is on the stream. I kind of invited. Um, I invited some Mets fans to join. If I don't get any Mets fans in here, then I'm gonna start just inviting hat people. Maybe they want to chat. If not about the Mets, then that's the nice thing actually about the things crashing. So now I don't. It's just my video on the screen. Um, Viento struck out. All right. So we don't score. We scored in the first and second inning. We didn't score in the third. Anyway, uh, the nice thing about those elements of the screen crashing is that I'm able to just keep my video up. So besides the Mets jersey, I still got the hat. So if there are no Mets fans that want to come in and chat and talk about the game, then I'm fine just chatting about my hats or chatting about their hats. I'm game. I'm cool. So yeah, feel free to wrap up some work. I'm interested in hearing how dinner went. It sounded like you guys picked a great place. But I have no doubt if Quan was involved. Oh, okay. All right. Did you guys choose a suitable replacement place? And also, why didn't you guys go there? Was it a distance thing? Ah, okay. Got it. Got it. Well, okay. And what about the substitute? Did it work out okay? Hopefully, the new place was pretty decent. I could have missed it, huh? That good. Sounds like a ringing endorsement to me. Oh gosh. Well, such is the life of travel, right? You go in. Um, I think you kind of just are prepared to eat food, lots of it, and in preparation that's like not the healthiest. Um, it doesn't always work out that way, but I think that's kind of the what you should expect. Did anybody have any flan? I know you're not a fan, but hopefully somebody tried the flying. They could tell me if it was good or not. My food had to be 90% butter. Holy cow! I guess they had you on the on keto. They just gave you like a nice cube of butter. Oh my gosh! Yikes! Next time you're over there, you can be like, "I'll have the butter like I had last time." Flan Solo, nice, love it. Now that's a place that deserves patronage. Any place that serves a plate called Flan Solo, um, you just gotta. He's like, here, take my money. Flan Solo, gosh, love it. You gotta love a place with a sense of humor. Also, I'm sure Disney's gonna be like, hello, we own the rights to Flan Solo. It's in here in perpetuity. I don't say Flan Solo all day. Of course you can. You have to. Once once that genie comes out of the bottle, like there's no getting it back. It's like Flandora's box. Mets are kind of in a sticky situation here. Let's see if they can get out of this. It's one out, man, on first and third. Holmes have been dealing up until this point. This has been the Mets kind of thing. And they'll start off strong with the pitching, and then like they'll have that inning. Yesterday, I think it was the sixth inning when the wheels fell off. Yikes! All right, it's now 2-1 Mets. Guardians just drove in a run. They still got first and second with only one out. Hey, them's the breaks. All right, so now two outs. See if we can get out of this inning with no more damage. No more damage, please. Por favor. All right. At the first pitch over for a strike. I tell you, I'm live streaming on Twitch as well. Um, yeah, I don't know. I don't think I've gotten a whole lot of traction on Twitch. But I guess my content's not like the core kind of Twitch content. It's okay. I'll still keep doing it as long as I can do it. I think at some point, and that's the other thing that might be what's causing the crash is that I'm streaming to both platforms, right? That's the whole point of the software is to stream to multiple platforms. But the more platforms you stream on, the more taxing it is on your internet as well as your system resources. So, Guardians tied the game. Whack, whack. Yeah. Okay. All right, let's get this last out and get some of these runs back, man. This is just whack. I guess it could be worse. Yeah, we really need to win this game. Wheels are starting to fall off on this on this wagon. This streaming woes, the technical difficulties has got me like really like checking the stream constantly on my phone to kind of see if it's still up. I mean, it's still up. Okay. Also, still live on Twitch. That's heartening. All right, cool. Good to know. Yeah, that's the other thing of like, the nice thing is that Patricia has been in, um, several times, and she at least has been just keeping tabs on it and just letting me know if the stream is looking all right. Um, it's just tough when there's nobody there. You're like, I don't know if I'm even out, the stream is even going on, so that's good. That's good. Is the volume okay as well? So I got disconcerted with the thing yesterday when it was like the keyboard clicking. I'm like, I gotta avoid that because that is something that, in terms of like cameras, certain cameras have like the background noise reduction. I think the new camera that I ordered is gonna have that. I just don't know. It's like a little bit more of a hands-on kind of camera. Um, it's still a webcam. Okay, that's good. That's good. Thank you. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, uh, this is like the time for me to start trying to optimize the everything. Um, so I'm gonna see if this new camera is worth it. It's too bad that it's just gonna take like a couple weeks to get here. I don't know what that's about. I'm assuming it's low stock. But the price is not outrageous for a webcam, for a good webcam. Um, but it's pricier than this one. So we'll see if it's. I think it's roughly double the price. All right, we had McNuggets getting on with the base hit to start the inning. That's promising. We'll see if Alvy can do something here. Yeah, I'm gonna try to not prematurely give up on this camera. It is super cute and tiny. The other one's much bigger compared to this. Um, but they're both well reviewed. It's just it again when I mentioned before. It's given that these cameras, like this is like the one of the primary products that these YouTubers get fed to push. So it's tough to kind of get like the objective review, unless you get a situation where they're comparing them head to head. In which case, you got to see which, presumably all the cameras, if they're doing a head to head, all the cameras were given to them for free. I always assumed that unless they actually said, "Hey, I actually bought this with my own money." I always assumed they get the cameras for free. But If they got them all for free and they put them at the head, maybe they'll be more inclined to try to point out which one topped the other. Um, but even then, I'm like, I don't know. It's just a little weird. It's a different kind of set of problems to deal with when you're trying to suss out what what's a quality product. All right, Alvarez struck out, so that was a fail. We got one out. McNuggets on first base. Now we got TT Tyrone Taylor up. I will tell you that the low light performance, like that ring light, is not giving up that much light. So this camera is definitely picking up a pretty good picture in low light. I don't know how that will look with the new camera, so that'll be something to consider. I just hope it gets here before the return window on this one. So I'm hoping that that was just a under promise and hopefully over delivering. That way I can get the camera, try it out, and kind of do a comparison. It's 2-2 to Taylor. All right, Taylor struck out. Now we got Marte. Hey, no worries. Thanks for popping your head in. If you decide that you want to come back in, then you can always do that. Don't sweat it. I know this is not your thing. Anyway, have fun. Don't work too hard, okay? 2-1 to Marte. See if he can do something here with two outs. All right. Marte grounds into a force out. Okay. Well, that inning's over. So we scored the first two innings and didn't score this next two innings. Still 2-2. Hey, Patricia, what's up? Hey, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Support the channel, you know. Yeah, I'm watching the Mets game here. We're tied 2-2. I was just talking to Mary. I don't know if I told you, but I had a hat. Somebody reached out about one of my hats for sale, so I was coordinating that. I was talking about it on my live stream. I think it was after we had you jumped on the live stream, and so I just got the hat. I was preparing it while I was talking on camera, and I was kind of just showing the hat. Um, so luckily, and then once I did that, once I got off the live stream, I just like ate something real quick and then took off for the for the mall because that's where I was meeting the guy. But it went well. Sold the hat. We got one out here. So I had technical difficulties on this stream, very similar to what happened to me yesterday, which is in this software, uh, something is causing it to crash when I try to do two what's called layers. Um, so essentially, there's what's called browser layers. One browser layer is what the chat that you see for all the live streams. So like I stream to YouTube and Twitch, so it shows me a combined chat for all of them. Then I open up another browser window when I do these Mets live streams that will show the game. Not just a game like as in like a feed for the game. And somehow, when that happens, when I have two browser windows, it crashes. So I'm thinking it's the software. It's possible that it's a combination of the software and my camera being a resource hog, which is a thing that happens with this model camera. So I haven't quite figured out what's the thing that pushing it over the edge, but that's why I only have my video up on the stream right now. Before I had my video, I had the chat, and I had the game feed, all kind of like in brackets. That way you can kind of see everything, and that's how I wanted it. But that basically caused the everything to go black. So I had to kind of just redo everything, and I ended up just settling instead of ending the stream. I just um, got rid of all the other pieces and just kept the camera and blew that up. So that's why it's just me in front of a camera as opposed to like anything dealing with the game. I can still see the chat on my end, but I had that as an element that for people to see. That way, somebody that's on YouTube could see what people on Twitch are saying, and vice versa. I don't know if that's great. But in my mind, I thought, oh, that'd be cool. But it just didn't work out that way. There's still lots to learn about this, all this live streaming and all that. Like I said, I don't know how long I'll stick to doing it. Right now, it's pretty fun, but I could get tired of it, and who knows. But for now, I'm having a lot of fun, and I'm learning a lot. All right, the Mets got out of that inning. Let me see if we can score some runs. Hey, Phil, what's up, man? Let's go Mets. Hopefully, this will be the cavalry because, you know, like I was mentioned before, I cannot, we cannot hold a lead. That we started off strong. This is like that classic Mets game. We scored a run in each of the first two innings, and if this plays out like it usually plays out, we won't score again until the last inning. No, no. I was just explaining before that I had I don't know if you were. I think when you were watching the stream, um, yeah, exactly. Exactly. Getting runs at the start and then nothing to the end. We don't play all 9 innings. That's what's so frustrating about this team. We pick our spots. We get a few runs in the beginning of the game and we think it's gonna be enough, and expect our pitching to hold it up. It's terrible. Lindor just lined out. We got Soto up. Soto worked a 3-0 count. Anyway, my feed, my chat feed, and the feed for the live stream crapped out on me, so I had to end up ditching it and just going straight to video. So I'm watching on a separate computer. Yeah, pitchers can't hold on long with no motor behind them. Yeah, yeah, you're exactly right. I mean, it's just unfair. This just reminds me of remember when we had Degrom and we wouldn't score runs for him. Um, so he'd have to pitch a shutout to gotta get a win. It's just unfair. It shouldn't be like that. We have on paper a high powered offense. They paid so much money for these guys, and we play half a game. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that was super frustrating. We had a great year up until the playoffs. Yeah, that was a super disappointing year. That's probably goes down as one of the biggest letdowns in Met history. That team seemed like it was destined to do a lot more, and they just fizzled out. The only hope is that if we end up sneaking into the playoffs, let's say we still do bad and we sneak into the playoffs and get hot, then maybe we could do something. That's the only way I can see this team having a saving grace. But you got to make the playoffs first. Yeah, yeah, exactly, exactly. I'm like, this is just bogus, and something's got to give. Something's got to give to like make this make them do something different. Like you can't keep, the definition of insanity is repeating the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. Like we got to switch it up. Like if it's not working, do something different. Even if it's worse, I'd rather you do something a little different. Um, yeah, yeah, exactly. I mean, I know it's different for executives. I know Stearns is known as a sharp dude, but sometimes you can outsmart yourself. You can try to get too cute with it, and end up like screwing everything up. You know, I think that this is the one thing is that Mendoza and Stearns, like Mets fans, feel completely different about them lately than they did at the beginning of the year. At the beginning of the year, they could do no wrong, and obviously that's winning. The winning, winning is the key in all of it. But I just don't know, man. It's just my confidence in those two have been shaken. I can tell you that. Yeah, and I feel like that's common for a lot of these executive types. I just expect better of the Mets. That's just something that you expect a lot of these other cornballs to do. I kind of hold them to a better standard. I'm like, we don't want to be one of those guys that does that kind of stuff and blows smoke. You know, call it like the way it is because I think it's called accountability. And when you do stuff like that and try to sweep things under the rug, it just leaves a bad taste. It just sounds very corporate to me. Nimmo struck out, so another scoreless inning for the Mets. Jeez, that's three straight scoreless innings after scoring in the first and second. I get he paid Soto on all the stuff he did. I go mistake and I'm doing and I'm trying to fix it with the coaching. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, Nimmo's been off. I thought Nimmo had found it for a little bit, and now he's just off. I don't know how to explain it. Like, yeah, again, the main key thing is that it's always one guy that's hot and everybody else is off. Like Pete had 4 hits yesterday, and then and it looks like he's having a pretty good game so far today. Let's see what Pete. Yeah, Pete's 1 for 2. Yeah, Nemo's definitely fragile. Let's call it the way it is. We overpaid for Nemo. You know, Nemo came in at a time and he like struck with his contract. He struck gold, and we paid him like he was a super elite player, and he's just not. He's a good player. He's not an elite player. We paid him as if he was an elite player, and then basically what happens was now he's playing like how he should. He's kind of like we thought that he was gonna ascend and he didn't. He kind of just leveled off. And he's not a bad player. It's just that he's just not what we paid for. And it's sounding like Montas is gearing up with the same thing as well. Yep. Yeah, I agree. I agree. For me, Lindor gets a little bit more, a little more leash. But yeah, I can't blame you on that. Definitely with McNeil, all these guys, they're getting paid more. We're not getting value out of those guys. And then now I feel like we're taking it out on like the like Stearns is having to make up for it because we overpaid for the talent that we put on the field. Now we have to go and get extra cheap for things like starting pitching, which you're not gonna get stuff for cheap. Like quality starting pitching is cost money. I don't know. I mean, right now I'm complaining. I try to keep it positive, and I know you do too. I'm just like, it's just hard, a little hard right now from what we're seeing lately. I like to be optimistic. Yeah, agreed. Yeah, we got to deal with what we got and find ways to fix it. Yeah, there's no like that's it. The trade deadline's done. That's passed. Now it's like, okay, what can we do with what we got? And yeah, I think that's the thing. I think that's the missing ingredient is we don't have that fire and that energy in the dugout. Um, hopefully somebody does something. I don't know. Yeah, I think we got to bring up Sproat and McLean. I was just talking to one of the guys from the DC Mets. It's a local group in the DC area here that are all Mets fans. Um, and he was saying that it's like we should have been called those guys up. What gets me in some in the group say this team sucks. They don't need that spark that last night. I think that one of the pitchers got them going in the dugout late in the team. Yeah, they don't. They need that spark. Yeah, agreed. This team is a quality team. Like I think we talked about this yesterday. If you compare this team on paper to what the team that we had last season, this team, nobody can argue that this team is better on paper. Like we got Juan freaking Soto for Christ's sakes. The pieces we added, we have a better team on paper. What we're missing is that kind of that oomph, that desire. And I don't know. I don't know how like these guys are all professional players that are been competing their whole lives. Like you shouldn't have to try to fire up a team to win, at this level. Like they should be trying their damnedest every single time they're out on the field, you know? Yeah. Yeah, the flame yeah, absolutely. We should be like this should be like, hey, it's between the Mets and the Dodgers. Like it could be a toss up. That's how they should be talking about this Mets team, and I don't think they are. Like obviously the Dodgers have like had their woes with injuries as well, um, but the Dodgers are still the team to beat. They won it all last year. You know, yeah, and that's the thing. That's a good point. Soto alone. The thing about it is, just like Pete Alonso, Soto is not a leader. Like he should be because of how he gets paid, but everybody knows like he doesn't say the right things, right? So like he's no Lindor when he does like these interviews. You could tell he's kind of standoffish. He's very abrupt sometimes, and he has kind of like that, really, really real. Like he doesn't say the right things, um, and I feel like that carries over into the dugout. Like I feel like when he talks to his fellow players, he might have some of that attitude as well. Again, I don't think it's like a terrible thing. Like he just doesn't have that extra thing, like that charisma. That's what it is. He has charisma, but in a different way, not from a leadership standpoint. You know, um, like you're not gonna get that guy. Like Nimmo and Lindor say the right things. They have that kind of way. Yeah, Lindor's the leader we need. Yeah, he's the one we need. But when he's going down, when he's in the dumps, it's kind of harder to like to go and back them. Like right now, like it's obvious Lindor's the captain. And then obviously Nimmo as well. But yeah, Soto is just not a leader. That's why when we were trying to re-sign Pete, and I was telling everybody, I was like, you know what? Alonso is a lot of things. Good, maybe even great player, but he's not a leader. Like he's not a guy. And Soto's the same way. And it's just one of those things people kind of assume because you have the highest contract in baseball that you should have it all, and maybe they're right. But Soto does not have that. He is not a leader. It's kind of like Bryce Harper, you know? Bryce Harper is one of those guys that you go up there, you put on a team, and you expect, great stats and great things out of him. But you don't necessarily go and expecting that you're going to get a great dugout leader and team captain. Um, you're just not. He's just not one of those guys. Those are kind of the things that you kind of that come extra when they come in a player and they're able to perform on this field. Then you're like you struck gold. Yeah, we definitely need to score here. And we got McNuggets up with one out. And he's 1 for 1 for today. Vientos had a nice double, even though he grounded out in this inning. He had a nice double earlier in the game. I don't know if you caught that. Stroked an Oppo double to right field. Like I said, in the end, this is my team. I root them on, regardless of all the issues. But it's just frustrating. Yesterday was like the dropping, the straw that broke the camel's back. All right, McNugget struck out. Man, now we got Alvey up with 2 outs. All right, man. I'm going to message my number. All right, man. Sounds good. Yeah, message me. I'll message you my number back. Yeah, understood. Yeah, you got that extra problem with the Philly fans. Understood. Hey, it's gonna make you. It makes you stronger though. When you're out there in the fire, there, it makes you stronger. Yeah, message me. I'll hit you back up. Yeah. Thanks for popping in, man. Appreciate it. 3-2 to Alvarez. Patricia, did you leave the stream or are you still there? I have no idea. Sorry, I was talking to Phil there for a little bit. All right, Alvarez strikes out. 4 straight scoreless innings for the Mets on offense. Jeez, not good. Kind of typical for the Mets this season. Not good. getting into the top of the seventh here. Still tied 2-2. And with that said, I am going to run real quick and get myself another fizzy water. I'll be right back. All right, back with my fizzy drink. All right. Looks like we got Ty Rogers in now. He got the first out. Oh, 2 outs. Pardon me. Got the first 2 outs in the top of the seventh. All right. Rogers gives up a single, 2-out single to CJ Kafis. Rocchio. One and two to Rocchio. Let's get this out. Let's go score some runs. It's like it's foul ball. We'll do it again. All right. Another single. We got first and second. 2 outs. Man. And just like that, we are losing. Ah, brutal. Brutal. Stephen Kwan. All right. I believe the Phillies are winning tonight. So a loss here is going to be, it's going to suck. Oh, jeez. Rogers hits the next. He hits Schneeman. Now the bases are jacked. Okay, well, let's get out of this and hopefully no more runs. Hotel. Let's see if we can get these runs back, man. And we got Taylor leading off the inning. It's already down 1-2. Let's see if he can battle back and get on base. Oh, man. There we go. Taylor grounds out. So much for the oh, Taylor did get a hit today. We got top of the order up now. We got to get something going, man. Time to get something going. Oh, and 2 to Marte. Takes the ball 1-2. All right. Marte's gone. Pops out to third base. Okay. Let's go Lindor. See what Lindor's got. Just running out of outs here, though. Got to get something going. All right. Lindor grounds out. That was not a good sequence. All right. Let's hold him and try to score. Man. Gonna be another brutal loss if we can't score some runs. Score some runs! Please! We had 11 hits last night. We got 4 tonight. Just inconsistent. All right. The Mets fans online are getting a little restless. I can't blame them. We're not exactly lighting it up right now. We got Brooks Raley in the game. He's got 2 outs in the top of the eighth. We need to hold these guys and make something happen. All right. Raley got the strikeout of Arias. And we got Soto, Alonso, and Nimmo coming up. Let's get some runs. Man, please. Please get some runs. Maybe I just need to say please. Pretty please. Boop, 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 boop. Oof. Be nice if Soto could just take care of the losing by just knocking one out the ballpark. Or at least get on it. Maybe Pete could do that. We got to get something going. We've been just flat since the second inning. Come on, Soto, do a job, buddy. Do a job. All right. Soto straw. Call that on strikes. Not the start I had envisioned. We got a mound visit. They're going to be like, don't give Pete anything to hit. So Pete's going to see the steady diet of outside pitches. The sequence on Pete has been steadily 2 pitches on the outside and one busting him up on the hands. think Pete's one away from tying Daryl Strawberry. This would be a good spot for him to tie the game, tie Daryl Strawberry, and also tie the game. Got a pitching change, Jacob Junis in, replacing Colby Allard. All right. Right away, it's 1-1 to Pete. Oh, Pete grounds out. Okay. They busted him on the hands. All right, we got Nemo up. All right, first pitch swinging. Nemo's out on a fly out to right field. Okay, well, this is gonna come down to the wire for us if we have a comeback in us. Gosh, so frustrating. So frustrating. We're two back. Two back of Philadelphia. Just gut wrenching. Anyhow, I'm gonna go get myself something to eat. I'll be right back. All right. I was playing with my cat while I try to see if these Mets can mount a comeback. We got Helsley in the game. All right. We got 2 outs. Helsley is dealing. Yeah. A little Purdy Mason. It's 1-0 on Rocchio. Let's get these outs and see if we can walk it off at the 9th. All right. Helsley strikes out Rocchio. Oh, actually, sorry. Rocchio grounds out. He grounds out to Helsley. Tosses it to Pete. 3 down. And the Mets are down by 1 run. We got to at least tie this thing, but I prefer to just walk it off. Mets do not have a good track record on the extra inning games. All right, we got a pitching change. Cade Smith replaces Jacob Junis. I got my cat purring. The cat's purring up a storm and doing the March of Love. Right, sweet cat? Let's see if we can get a sweet win to go with the sweet cat. You got Vientos up at bat. Vientos down 0-1. Goes down 0-2. Swinging at a strike. And then quickly takes the timeout. Fouls off the third pitch. 1-2. And Cade Smith is really dealing. He's throwing a 97. Fouls off the next pitch. Still 1-2. Fouls off the splitter. Still 1-2. Ball down low. Evens up the count, 2-2. Come on, Vientos. Keep battling, buddy. Keep battling. We need you on base. And Vientos pops out to third base. 1 away. We got McNuggets up. What's up, Furry Cat? I know. We want him at twin too. Yeah? You sweet boy. Come here. Oh, and 2 to McNuggets. McNeil just fouled off a 98 mile per hour pitch there. It's down in the hole, 0-2. All right, just brushing my cat. McNuggets is battling, but he's still down 0-2. And McNuggets flies out to left field. Mets are down to their last out. We got Alvarez up. And Alvey takes the first pitch for a ball. That ball was low and away. And Alvarez grounds out. That is the end of the ball game. And the Mets lose to the Cleveland Guardians 3-2. And we fall back, if I'm correct, we fall back to 2.5 games behind the Phillies in the NL East. It is a painful time to be a Mets fan, I'll tell you that. Well, what are you gonna do? We didn't score, like we hit less. We had a total of 4 hits today. We had 11 yesterday. Still lost, but could only muster 4 hits. We scattered 4 hits to get these 2 runs, and you just can't win ball games with that kind of few run support. So, what you gonna do? Oh gosh. Anywho, I guess I'll just wrap up this live stream and call it a stream. Um, wow, wow. Anyway, thanks for the folks that visited me on the live stream. Um, I have no idea if I'll do another live stream. It's already um, 9. It's going to be 9:40. But I might just hop on here and create a new live stream, see if I can get any hat people in here. Anyway, thanks for rocking with me. And have a great evening.